Hey there, everybody. I'm Bob from Black Arrow Gaming, and welcome to a reboot of my Age of Wonders 4 Architect series. I want to begin this by just apologizing to anyone who was really invested in the last game I started. Because I know there were at least some people out there who were. Yeah, I didn't realize until after beginning that game and after posting the first episode just how easy it was going to be for me to just sit in the corner and basically turtle all game. There was no real time limit or anything on that one, so it would have been very easy for me to just kind of stay out of the way of the AI in my own little corner, make an alliance, get an easy allied victory, and that would be that. And that wasn't really my vision for the game. I wanted to be more actively involved. So what I have done, this is the same game setup, but I have added the World Seals setting in, which basically it's kind of like King of the Hill points that you can control and get points and get an alternate victory. The AI will go after those, and they'll start increasing their points over time. And if one of them gets to a threshold, they will win. So I will need to be somewhat involved and out in the world trying to actively do things to avoid allowing them to win. So yeah, hopefully this will be a more interesting series because it gives me, I guess it lights a fire under my feet, so to speak, to just force me to be more proactive in the world and engage with the AI more. Aside from that, this is the same setup with one minor change. I wanted to mention that I have swapped out Hardy for Desert Adaptation on my build. This is thanks to Roderick, who kindly pointed out that Desert Adaptation does synergize with the Tome of Doomstalkers by granting an extra +5 food for farms built on deserts. And also the Earth-shaped spell that you get with this does something. It also is capable of removing forests and small isolated mountain terrain. And I know it can remove swamps too, so you can use that to do a little bit of extra terraforming and make sure you're getting rid of forests if you want more sand, and which I do. Forests aren't going to do me any good in this build. So yeah, we're gonna be elves who are deforesting instead of foresting. We're kind of like backwards elves a little bit. There, you do get a desertification spell from the Tome of the Sandstalkers, but it is like I think it just spreads like the desert climate, but I don't think it actually alters the terrain. Could be wrong about that. I haven't used it a lot, but having this on hand would be a potentially faster way of like modifying the terrain. Aside from that, this is the same build, so we're just gonna jump back into it. This time around, I think I got the same starting spells as I got in my last one. Copper Golems, Resilient Incarnation. I did not get Summon Elemental, which is what I really wanted, but that's okay. We can make use with those Copper Golems to get some extra strength at the beginning of the game. We'll take the Materium branch leading the ground. This is again because of the Vision of Destiny, Vision of Destiny society trait that I took at the beginning of the game. This is giving me like a long-term quest to get a reward. Basically, I need to build buildings and increase my Materium affinity. I guess we'll talk more about this later, but I don't know, I guess I can just tell everybody what this actually does. If you complete this, my units get an extra retaliation attack, and I think another bonus on top of that too. So I will want to be working on this because having extra retaliation attacks on all your units is really pretty powerful, especially for the build that I'm going for. That I don't want to get too much into spoiler territory, so we'll come back to that later. But here we are. We are starting off at my capital here. Just want to take a quick look around. We do have, I have hasteberries this time around. That's very nice. I was looking for those in my last one, and I think my allied city-state had some, but I didn't have any. So that's really, really nice. I've got an oasis not too far away. I've got gold mine, quarry, and yeah, that's it. This seems like a decent start. I've got one of each type of the major like starting resources. The only thing I don't have is a mana node. And here we've got battlefield remnants, which are kind of right in the way of that road. I would like to get through there, but I know that there's most likely those like needle weed thrall people. I don't know I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the smaller tier 1 skirmisher plant unit. They can be annoying. However, I do have a creature cage pickup here that could help get me a little extra firepower starting off. Let me zoom out here real quick, and I want to look around the map. So it looks like I I'm not as in the corner this time. A lot of times if you take a desert adaptation, you do start south because the deserts are in the south. So you do get a bit of consistency there with your start, which I do quite like. There is this something going on up here. Ooh, I kind of want to like go over there and stick a city up there. That looks like it would look cool. I might have to go check that out. A lot of times I pan around the map and I'll be like, oh, I want to put a city on top of this mountain because it would look cool. And then I'm like, but that might not be the optimal way to play. Dang it. Uh, Although that is pretty close to this, so that might still be a pretty nice spot for a city, because maybe I could reach out and get this. My cities will be fairly large by the end of the game with the build I'm going for. All right, let's get some stuff going here. I want to look around and see what kind of. So if I take this, I don't really have any resource nodes on forests aside from the haste berries there, which I'm not going to be able to clear yet. So I want to think about. Yeah, if I want to get a forester, I'm gonna have to ignore these, which kind of sucks a little bit. Okay, we're gonna change my build here a little bit. So, or my opening move. A lot of times I go for this magic textural archive first, but in this case, I don't have a way of getting a forest tile quickly without getting one of the actual resource nodes, and I think picking these up with your first annex is a bit more important. So I probably want to go for that quarry, because I think production is more important in the very early game. Usually have enough gold to keep you going with your first few buildings for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably build a farm here. Oh wait, I have an even better idea. I could build the farm there and then go for the vendor to boost gold output early. There is a Empire upgrade tree that I can get, Empire upgrade bonus, that makes production buildings build faster. And this was feedback. You know, I'm going to actually look this up because feedback's going to be a little weird in this episode because we're starting over, but I think there's still a lot of valid comments from people. This was from Tohab and Ant-Man, both mentioned that any building that increases production should count as a production building for the purpose of the Empire Affinity upgrade. So basically, if I wait to get that upgrade first, I can build all my production buildings faster and cheaper, which is probably a good idea. That's a pretty good early upgrade to get, I think. So I appreciate that, and will be going for that. What that basically means is that I'm going to probably go for a vendor first and go for a farm. So we have a plan for opening city. We'll go for the vendor because that gets boosted by a farm, and we will build a farm on this province, and I will probably build one there too. Yeah, okay, that's what we will do. I will actually, you know what? If I go for the shrine, I could build the quarry. Nah, I'd rather have the farm first. We'll do the farm. Okay, so vendor first, and then this is easier. Just Earthbreaker. I always open up with an Earthbreaker. They're a decent tier 1 starter. I do have this here, but for this step, kind of want to think about where my city state probably is. Because if you can find them on turn 1, that's normally ideal. You'll get allied with them that much faster. Basically, I have roads going in 2 different directions, one of which goes out towards that hill that I was kind of interested in, and another one which goes through this forest over here. On this opening turn, I am not planning to fight anything. So I don't think there's anything wrong with me splitting my units off into all different directions and just kind of exploring a bit. I think I'm going to want the scout to go a bit further, but do I want, you know, the Wonderstone I can get that later. I don't have to get that with the scout right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have the scout follow this road as far as he can go, and then I'm going to send one of these other people to get that creature cage. So I'll just grab you. We got a vampire spider hatchling. That's not bad, especially since I will be going for the Tome of Evolution early in this series. So spiders also, because they're an animal, will be able to go through the forest tiles faster. Yeah, they have forest walk, so this actually makes for another decent scout. I might actually have him go out this way, because he's going to move through all those trees faster. Yeah. So none of my other units can make it any further in that direction. I've got a hunch my city-state's out there, but we'll take this guy, move along through here, just in case I can spot something. We have a resource pickup. Okay, I've got a infestation out there. I probably should go see what that is. I will send somebody else to go do that. I want him to keep looking for the city-state. Between him and the spider, I think I can probably find it pretty quickly. And then, let's see, because I have desert adaptation, my people get to basically use the sand as a road. So it's almost like I have roads everywhere. Everywhere that there's sand. Note that this grassy terrain does not count as sand. That's technically fertile plains. It's talking about the terrain rather than the climate. So the actual sand, whether it looks rocky or smooth, it works because you'll see I'm only using 5 points per movement. And we have another infestation over here. I'm going to take a peek. It's a small monster den. I'll move him a bit further just so I can see what's in there. That is definitely doable right now. So what I might do is pull everyone back to go after that, like, right away. I have enough firepower to deal with that. It does mean I'm not exploring as quickly, and it also probably delays when I can found my first city. Just something worth considering. But it gets it off my back before it becomes a problem, and it's very close to my city. I think we'll just rely on my scout to find things. There is a tower over here, so I could grab that, and then maybe I could send my scout back. I am probably going to need the vampire spider hatchling to help out with this, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Probably can't take that. I'm not going to find my city-state out here. There's pretty much always a road leading to it. So we'll see what my scout can find on the next turn. But for the moment, I'm going to plan to pull everyone back and deal with that monster den, like, right away. I could really use a mana pickup, because I'd like to summon a... Well, I guess I'll have enough mana on the next turn. What I could do... Mana might actually be tighter than gold for a little while. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the vendor plan here because the farm will help the city grow faster. But I probably do need to think about getting a quarry up quickly. I don't need to get everyone across that mountain. When I said get quarry up quickly, that's because it boosts the shrine, which I kind of would like to have, but I'm going to stick with the vendor. So not everyone has to cross this mountain. I could have some units stay on this side, and he could cross it on his turn. So as long as everybody is here, we'll be good. And the spider should be able to get... the spider can't quite reach. That's... Oh, actually, it might be able to once that lost soul moves. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. For my opening research, I am going to keep... stick with what I did last time. Do Sundering Blades. That'll work. And I don't have any spells that I need to cast right now. I can't do anything with Imperium yet, so I think we are good to... Actually, I'm going to drop a quick save so I don't get a crash and lose this file or something. And then we're going to go to the next turn. Once that is done. Alright, there we go. So yeah, I think just run the Earthbreaker across, or it doesn't matter which unit. I could have triggered that Lost Soul. I could have talked to it. I intentionally did not do that. The reason that I didn't is because the quest that it spawns, I'm not going to have any chance of completing because the world threat level is set too high. So their defenders on whatever quest it spawns is going to be very, very difficult. And there's also a chance that it actually spawns an infestation. And I already have 2 around me, so it's not really smart. I don't think it's very smart for me to activate that right now. I think it's definitely safer to wait. And because there's an infestation out here, I think that means it's probably less likely that my city-state is out there. So if I was going to guess, my city-state would have probably been closer. I would guess it's out here somewhere, where the spider is or was going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the spider there just for the moment. He actually, the spider actually can't get involved in this battle anyway. I have enough casting points to summon a copper golem on this turn. What I could do is I could leave all these guys on this side of the mountain. I could summon the copper golem on the mountain because it's adjacent to my leader, and then none of these guys have to waste movement crossing the mountain. And then I have a 4 versus 5 battle And I've got a hero, so I think I'll be at a pretty good advantage to actually win this fight. So yeah, let's do that. Also, I'm pretty sure the copper golems are immune to being poisoned. This, if I can win this battle, gives me the best of both worlds. The spider can keep exploring, I can look for my city-state, I get rid of an infestation quickly, and I avoid wasting too much movement with these armies. My copper golem can just catch up later. They do not have sandwalk, by the way, so the golems won't move quite as quickly on this terrain as I would. Now, I can't cast any spells in this battle, but that's okay because I don't really have any good ones to cast anyway. I am seeing, though, because I don't have any mana nodes around me, and I've already spent almost all the mana I had on hand, mana is going to be difficult to come by in the early game, so I'm going to need to find a source of that. I might need to build the shrine earlier than I initially planned, but for the moment, let's go ahead and do this. We'll turn off spells, not that I can really cast any anyway. See how the auto combat does. Most likely I'll need to manage this one myself. Actually, that went pretty well. I don't think I could have done that a whole lot better, so we'll take that result. That gives me a nice boost of food in my city, as well as a pretty good set of greaves. That is not bad at all. Let's go ahead and put those on right away before I forget to equip them. There we go. And my city has grown. Okay, so I can already grab the farm, which I am going to do on the quarry. I think I would rather have, yeah, I would rather have the production. And that will boost the vendor, which will help with gold income. And then I think on this tile, I'll grab the quarry and then build the shrine. We're kind of going a different building route than normal, but that's okay because of how my Imperium situation is working, because I'm going to probably want that one Imperium upgrade before anything else, before I build the production buildings. Let's see, what can you find? I want you to go here. I want you to probably go to the tower. That's just going to give me the most vision range, which I think the most direct route there is probably going to be the fastest. Okay, we got... Is that... No, that's not a faded region. There's just magic materials there. Hang on. Oh, wait, that is a faded region. Okay, I can see the borders now. There's city ruins up there. I could fix them up and have, like, a cool city spot. That might be a nice spot because I think there's at least some magic materials. What is here? Oh, that's a Fireforge stone with a freaking tier 5 Astra sitting on it. That's not what you want to see on turn 2. I can't fight that. Oh, it's a Forsaken Cove out there. Crap. Those are annoying to deal with, both because they're on the water and because these ghost ships are maybe one of the scariest units in the game, in my opinion. They just throw out like banshees at you. They're weaker than normal banshees, but they just keep spawning them. They're really tough to deal with. So that's gonna be a Bob can't clear this until a long time kind of situation. Well, I may as well have you park on here. I don't know if I'm not sure what kind of event this triggers. I'm gonna stick with the road. I didn't get any notification for it. Oh no, that outline is just around this tile. I'm fine. There is no special thing going on here. It's just showing me that I can survey that. I thought it was like a faded region. It's not. I do think I kind of want to rebuild that city though. That could be cool. Just looks like a neat spot. I think that is actually where my leader's going to go. The Forsaken Cove down there could be kind of a problem, but getting a second city up quickly is definitely not a bad thing. And if my hunch is correct, there's my city-state right where I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I can talk to them. Saladria. Hand them that Whispering Stone. So I already know I can't expand in this direction, so going this way makes sense, especially because there's water here, and kind of mountains and presumably more water. The coastline bends northeast, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of room out that way. So I'll be kind of battling with my city-state over territory in this area, which actually probably means my next growth might be a good idea to actually grab this forest tile here, because I don't want to be irritating my city-state by taking their territory, but I do want to expand towards them to claim some for myself. It was pointed out to me, I think this was Chris Lighthawk, just kind of a reminder that you can buy tiles from city-states, vassals with Imperium. I am aware of that. I just didn't really want to pay for it. So in the last series, I was trying to avoid that. I probably should quickly look through because there were some other mistakes that I made in the last episode that I did want to acknowledge. Oh yeah, some of this, you know what? I'm just going to try to do this as we go. There's a lot of feedback from the last episode, but not all of it is really applicable to this one. So I think we'll just kind of take it as we go. I read through all the comments, so hopefully I can kind of memory will trigger something, and then I can go back and reference something you guys told me. For now, I guess we'll just carry on as we are. So because I have all that extra movement on my leader, I can now move all the way over here. We can spend a turn behind those walls to get a little bit of extra XP, and then all these people can go out there, and I'm just going to slap a city right up there right away. And if I can expand across the water to get all this later, that would be pretty cool. But this spot alone looks like it'd be pretty good. And the earlier I can get a city up, the better, because we're going to get crowded fast. As for my spider, I'm going to have that come and hang out with my other units. It's got forest walking, so we can just shortcut through the forest there, and then everybody will be pretty much all together. And then you should get back across the mountains and rejoin the fight club over here. I am going to probably want to get another scout to go out this way eventually. I do still want to be looking for magic materials, and I also have one that I still need to harvest here. So maybe we'll get a couple more Earthbreakers and then a scout. That might work. Alright, and I am out of mana, so can't do anything with that. Oh, that was actually another thing, is somebody mentioned to me that the copper golems require gold upkeep and not mana, and that was something I was talking about in the last episode, and I was actually straight up wrong about that. That was Vovi Knight. Vovi Knight in the comments told me that these guys take gold upkeep, not mana. I was treating them as though they were a mana upkeep unit, so as long as you have the mana to summon them and to pay for any enchantments you put on them, their base upkeep's just gold, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. A lot of little things like that. I had a lot of little things wrong. And I appreciate you guys in the comment section keeping me honest. To be honest, that's the reason why I named these videos Advanced Strategy Series. It's not because I'm a perfect player or anything like that. I make mistakes all the time, but it's because I have you guys there to correct me. That's why I feel more justified in naming it this way, because we try to fix our mistakes. Gateways to Shrouded Secrets. This is talking to me about the ancient obelisks. This was something else that was brought up in the last episode from both Palatinat and Chris Lighthawk. Both mentioned that I didn't know what this quest did. So I was a little bit confused about how this works, but there's these ancient obelisks here. There's also another player or city-state down there. But basically you have this quest to get these ancient obelisks. When you get 3 of them, it kind of is a little vague in the description, but what happens is when you get 3 of these, you get to see where like some secret portals are that have like special structures inside of them that you can get unique spells out of. Apparently they're different from the regular portals, so I wanted to correct myself on that. So yeah, collecting 3 of those would definitely be good. What do we have up here? We have a gold stash, so I'll probably want to grab that. And what else? What else? Sometimes you can use this to see what's around. No magic materials to the east or west. Maybe north or south? What does the Fireforged Stone do? It's a lot of extra production and makes units cost less draft. That's pretty good. This could be a good unit production city later. Let me go over here. Take a few more steps in this direction. Up here, I'm not on sand, so I'm going to want to be more careful with how I'm moving and try to stick to the roads. I think that's still a road there. It's a little hard to see. Actually, probably just running down this other hill over here will be fine. There's pastures there. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to have him keep going straight north. I want to see what's on the other side of all this. And it looks like, though it's not really mountains, it's more like fields I can run through, so I won't lose too much movement. Can't cross the water yet, so I guess sticking a city here makes even more sense because I don't really have anywhere else to go. Alright, so I'll keep those troops all together, and our goal is to get up that hill. They could go this way. Actually, I may as well take this route because it's just as fast and the spider can join them. Alright. Then I'll have you go into here, get a turn healing, and a little bit of extra XP. And basically we're just trying to get everyone else caught up. Still not bothering clearing any resource nodes, not yet. And obviously I'm not going to be able to with this thing nearby. Oh, hey, that's a gold mine right there, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Free gold mine there. Okay, ruler leveled up. I like to start with Lightning Evoker, so we'll take that. Very useful early in the game. 8 turns away from my first hero. And things look okay in my capital for now. I do have Empire upgrades that I can start thinking about. It's going to be another 2 turns before I can get that one that lowers the cost of city production structures, but I probably will grab that. The alternative is the terraforming one. This one's kind of a tough pick with this build. I will be doing a lot of terraforming to spread deserts whenever and wherever I can, so that's potentially a lot of mana savings, but this helps me get my cities off to a stronger start earlier, and is kind of like a tempo boost. So both of these are very good. I actually regretted not picking this one in a test game I played to kind of see how the Seals victory panned out, and how quick that would be, which we can talk about that in a second here too. But I was actually really wishing I had this because I started next to a vampire who was just messing me up with sunless terrain, and he was aggressive, so we were fighting, and that was really, really annoying to deal with. So this would have been very nice to have, but I think for the tempo boost alone, this one's probably better. It's really hard with a build like this because Desert doesn't really have a auto terraforming spell like you can do with, I think, Ice or like the Fertile Grasslands. A couple tomes give you the ability, like Cold Dark lets you spread ice just passively, kind of like vampires spread sunless, and Tome of, not Goddess of Nature, Tome of Paradise has something similar for like Grassland. But Desert doesn't have anything like that. It's all manually casted spells. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough choice. Okay, I think we are good. Let me drop another quick save. It's been a minute there. This thing makes me nervous. I don't like that being out there, but I have no hope of dealing with it anytime soon, so we'll just have to come back to it later. I'd love to clear this off quickly, though, especially around the time I'm getting my town hall, when I can start making like my tier 2 units, which are going to be the backbone of my army in this series. Having all that extra draft would be awesome. Because Haste Berries gives you like 20 draft? Yeah, I think it's 20. I mean, I don't know why I'm asking the question. I could look. Yeah, it's 20 draft. Okay. Let's see. How far can you get? Ah, man, we are just a little bit shy of being able to reach that city ruins. Wait, can my scout... Okay, hang on. I think I don't need to dismantle the city ruins. I think I can rebuild the city. And I think it costs less Imperium to do that, if I remember correctly. It is a little annoying that my hero is so close to being able to reach it in one turn, but just can't quite get there. That is disappointing. But there's not really anything I can do about that, so... Nothing but continue on. Let's see what else we can find out here. Hopefully not another player. Sepulchre's Sanctum or whatever. Okay. So we got a Wonder out here. Looks like a silver one. What am I going to do with you? I guess you just need to keep following. Because eventually I'll find something I need them to fight. And they're not going to be fighting anything by themselves. Alright, you can go that way. Yeah, no matter what way I go, it's going to be about the same speed. I'm not going to be fighting anything up there right now. So what I might do is split somebody off to the north and just follow this road and see where it goes. Yeah, I kind of want to explore and see what else is out here. You're definitely going this way. And I'll probably keep most of my units with her. Alright. I'll have him circle back that way too, I think. Maybe I should have kept that Earthbreaker with her, because there was a gold mine up here, and I don't remember what was on it. I think there was at least a tier 3 light spirit, so it's probably not something I could very easily take right now. Alright, I think we're good. 120. So I could get my first Empire upgrade now. Oh wait, no, I can't. I need a little bit more Materium income before I can take it. I'm beginning to think the best option is just found the city and then kind of get out of there. There is the potential where I could go a little bit further north and found the city more like out here, possibly on this tile. One advantage of doing this is a discussion I had with Chris Lighthawk in the comments, is that there is a Materium upgrade that you can get later on, and it's one that's across from a right. So that means basically this is always something you're going to want to pick up eventually if you can get to it, where your throne city and... Wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. It's this one. Provinces adjacent to your cities grant 100% income. This is very, very powerful if you settle your cities directly adjacent to wonders. In the last game, I started with a gold ancient, or I had a gold ancient wonder near where my second city was, and I founded it just a tile too far away. Not even thinking about this, but that's a really good point. So putting cities next to wonders is pretty important. So having it down here might be better, but also having it here gets it next to the Fireforge stone for a bunch of extra production, which is also very nice. And I think this is a better spot for the purpose of reaching over and getting this stuff. It also, like I said, has the cool hilltop vibe surrounded by angel statues. And, you know, there's something to be said for that. At the end of the day, we're playing the game to have fun, right? But I do think I need to at least acknowledge that, because if we're talking about the optimal way to play, this spot up here might be better. But I'm going to explore a little bit more and we'll see, because if there's another magic material over here, I might be convinced. Doesn't look like it, though. I think getting that tower over there is probably a good next target. Yeah, let me kind of cut across the sand there. Get that. Alright, we got some sunless terrain over here, it looks like, with an infestation in it. May have to come back to that later. Alright, you go ahead and run up the hill. I am going to hold on to my Imperium for the moment because... Okay, good. Conjure Elemental popped up. I'm going to want to take that. I'm going to want to hold on to my Materium for the moment, or my Imperium for the moment, because I don't remember how much it costs for me to rebuild a city on city ruins. I am pretty sure that's something you can do. If you can't, and I had to dismantle that, then I'm going to feel really dumb about this. But I'm like 99% sure you can do that. So yeah, let's just move up here. I'm so bummed that I can't get on it on this turn. That drives me crazy. It's just suboptimal. And I don't have road building, so I can't do that. Otherwise I probably would have. Yeah, I can't take that gold yet. I can't take that yet. We're gonna have to come back out and do some clearing later. Alright, I'm gonna leave these other guys with her for now, because They'll come back later, but I do feel like this guy can keep exploring in this direction. I'm not going to fight anything on that hill, so... well, there's a seal. Good to know that's out here. I kind of doubt I will go for the seal's victory myself. I'm not going to write it off like I did in my series with Steve, but I think it just seems like a boring way to win, so I'll probably try to win through a normal military victory with some alliances, maybe. You can't get any further there. I guess you can kind of swing around this thing. Technically, these are all roads to you, so you can go a little further. I'm not seeing anything too exciting out here in this direction. I'll explore a little more, but I got a feeling... You know what? Since you're down here, why don't you pop into that cave entrance and we'll run around down here just a little bit. Okay, there's another wonder down there, a gold mine. I want to click this and see. You can kind of look, you can use this button to sort of scout around to see if there's magic materials in one of these two tiles. There is not. So I think that's enough information about this cave. There's a wall I could dig. There might be something more over there. There's definitely room to expand in this cave if I wanted to. We will just leave you there then. It's enough intel for that. And then I guess for you, go over here and start filling in some of that gray area. Maybe I can work my way towards that tower. Actually, I might have him work his way towards that tower. He can circle around a little bit easier. I do have another Earthbreaker. There's not a lot he can do, but he could go over this way and explore on the other side of those mountains a bit. My general plan is found the city with her, and then get my guys back down here to clear things like this oasis and some of the easier targets that are immediately around me. Now that that Earthbreaker's done, I'm going to get another one, and we'll take... we're going to hold off on the workshop for now and go for the shrine. I got a feeling this city-state probably will not expand in this direction. That's going to be really annoying if they take that one. It probably will not expand towards me. They should expand towards other... Well, I guess they did go this way, so they probably already got some sort of a resource node. They tend to grab those first before going after things like empty tiles. So I probably don't need to worry about them expanding towards me too quickly. So I think I have the time to build a shrine. And I do really think I kind of need the mana. So what I'll probably do is build the shrine. I'll build the quarry here to boost the shrine on the next turn, and then I'll have some extra gold income. That'll give me a pretty strong opening economy. And I'll wait on the production buildings, just because I don't know for sure how much founding the city on those ruins is going to cost, but I might need all 200. It may only be 100, and if it is only 100, then we can, change up our plans. But for now, starting a shrine seems like a good idea, since I just don't have any other mana income. And with this build, the balance between the two resource types that I need seems to be pretty well balanced. I need about an even amount of both. This isn't one of those builds where you have like a massive surplus of mana or gold, maybe in the late game, but for most of the game, you'll kind of need both, which I like. I prefer it that way because it feels like I'm making a more efficient use of all of the resources that I have available to me. Okay, nothing else to do on this turn. I mean, I could cast Sundering Blades. Is there any reason not to do that? Well, actually, there's a very good reason not to do that. I can't afford it. Can't think of a better reason. Because if I build the shrine, then I could afford the Sundering Blades. I mean, technically, I can regardless. I can afford the upkeep on it anyway, but then I would have almost no mana upkeep, and I need some for spells, especially with Conjure Elemental. You want to have enough on hand to cast that a few times in any moderately difficult battle, so it's worth hanging on to, I suppose. All right, time to see what's going on out here. Well, we have already met a vampire. That is the last thing that I wanted to run into. Again. Like I said, I did a short test game for this build, and I ran into a black fire or vampire. The last one, it was Ursel Black Rose or something like that. And he was really, really mean. I'm just going to say goodbye because she's probably going to end up being hostile to me. She's up there. Okay, yeah, so she's the black color. So I'm far enough away down here. Ooh, I wonder if I could steal that gate before she gets to it. That seems like a really big commitment, but is it worth it? I don't know. That's not her capital. It's one of her extra cities that she started with. So I think definitely putting a city up here is probably for the best. How far does her... so her claims extend this far. I'm going to stick with my plan to found the city here, I think. I do want to have my leader stand on this. Okay, so it is cheaper to rebuild a city on these. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That saves me 100 Imperium. And then I am probably going to get greedy and see if I can snatch that portal before she gets to it. That is probably not going to work. But go big or go home, I guess. We're just not clearing resource nodes, which is a little concerning to me, but heck, if I can get that, that could potentially be a very nice thing for me to have, and perhaps more importantly for her to not have. Also, there's a dragon's lair here. Holy crap. Don't want to deal with that right now. This is all sunless ashlands. Not a happy place. Not a happy place at all. Fortunately, I think I'm far enough away from that with both of my cities, because if I found this one up here, and then, yeah, I think I'm far enough away from that that they probably won't bother me. I'm not entirely sure what the province range is, but these things seem to have a limited range at which they'll raid you. If anyone knows what that is, I would be very interested to know. But yeah, for the moment, I think it's probably better for my scout to come back and focus on what is on the other side of my city-state, because most likely we're going to be fighting in this area. Fighting that vampire. Okay, and then I'll have the scout kind of stay to the north side, and I'll have him go back for that tower over there. Looks like I can follow this road here. Oh, get another pickup. A lesser stone spirit, not bad. Actually very nice for my build because it does physical damage, and I'm going to be all about doing physical damage. I can summon these guys, but this is one I can keep and evolve, so that's very cool. I can grab that, get a better view of what this city-state has available to them. There's a pirate cove out there that's going to be more of a problem for them than me, and then just water. I could get that pickup right now, but I think I would rather, because that only cost me 100, I can still get this on this turn, and I think I'm going to. I'm going to go for the economy boost at the start of the game. This is the early game boost, which will hopefully help trigger that snowball effect, help me catch the computers, because they're each starting with 3 cities. They have their capital plus the extra 2 they get from that large bonus, which maybe I talked about. Yeah, actually, I talked about that in the last episode. So yeah, each of the AI has 2 extra cities, 2 extra heroes, 2 extra tomes starting with, and their leader starts at level 5. On top of that, they still have the challenging plus difficulty thing going for them too. So yeah, they're going to be absolutely stacked and difficult to deal with. So I'm definitely going to need a way to catch up, and I think this is a good way to do it. So we are going to take this. That's very, very good because it counts for any building that provides production, which includes 2 of my library buildings when you're playing as architects. So I spend down to 0 Imperium, but that's fine because we're going to be using it to get the Magitextual Archive. I'm going to go ahead and take this Forester like I talked about because we're expanding towards our city-state to get some of that territory so we don't have to buy it with Imperium later. And then that boosts the Magitextual Archive, which is a production building that I now get for cheaper. The shrine kind of goes on the back burner here, but I'm okay with that. Then if I want to, I can grab this later. But I think I kind of want to grab this tile because I don't want the city-state to take up all the land around me. And like I said, I don't want to have to buy it later. I can go a little bit further east, but I think I'm just going to find ocean over here, yeah. So I think it's a pretty good thing we got a city out over here when he did, because I didn't have a lot of other places I could go. And I do think that maybe the possibility of expanding over the water later could be quite good. My cities will have reach. I'll have enough nature to get to whichever one of these makes it so that you can expand 2 provinces further out. So I might be able to get this out here if nobody else does. Alright. I guess you can explore a little further just to see if there's anything in the water worth grabbing, but yeah, nothing really out here. Okay. You can't go in the water. No, I think it's just a matter of, you know, I'll send him back up this way, and I can poke my head in that cave and see what's down there. But my leader is still just on a mission to go try to snag that portal before Imbria gets it. For most of my other units, it's probably a good idea for me... Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Great. And I think... Okay, I caught it with the mute on my mic, so you're all very welcome. Send this guy back here. I think it's not a bad idea to just let some of the extra units I have here who can't really do anything else to just chill. I guess there's area down here I could explore. Yeah, I should see what's down there. I'll have the Copper Golem do that. And then the others can sit in the walls and get a little bit of passive XP gain. Yeah, I'll have you go back for now. There's an oasis out there. It'll be worth grabbing at some point. Boy, the Forsaken Cove's going to cause it problems. I think you can head back this way. Yeah, you'll be fine. How long before I have Pact of Loyalty? Actually, we're still working on Pact of Cooperation, so it's going to be a minute. I could get Sundering Blades up, but there's no reason to do it right now, because why pay for the upkeep on something I'm using? I'm not fighting anything, so... I think we just go to the next turn now. Once it's done saving, there we go. Interesting start to this game. I'm kind of pinned here, but it's crucially important I get a second city up. With this particular build, you can do it with 2 cities. I can get all the tomes, all the abilities, everything that I want. I can do it with 2 cities. The 3rd city obviously is good to have, but if you get stuck and can't get it up right away, you can manage without for a little while. Imbria took that watchtower, so I can't see what's up there, but... Yeah, 3 turns. I am really... That's another case of just being not quite... Maybe I could build a road. I bet by then... No. Road building's too far down. Dang it. It's another case of being just not close enough to get it. That's so annoying. The fastest way there is through all that forest, which slows me down. I'm still going to try. I feel like I'm going to regret this, but if I don't try and she just sits on it for a while before taking it, I'll regret that too. So at the very least, we're trying our best. Okay, good. Found another magic material over here. Wonderstone's always good. And we are looking at more ocean. Yeah, I am very clearly trapped on a peninsula with a vampire at the mouth of it. Cool. Love that for me. I can kind of poke and see what's further in this direction. There's a quarry there. Iron deposit. Yeah, pretty much just north is just bad. It's just Dragon's Lair, vampire, mean lady. Maybe mean lady. Who knows? We could end up being friends. There's nothing that says we have to fight. We are at minus 125 relationship right now. You know what? I should be looking at her personality. What are you? Personality is a deceptive spy, likes empires that breaks treaties, and with weaker research, and doesn't like empires that have a lot of alliance or with a stronger military. Well, right now, she at least won't dislike me because my military is going to be weaker than hers, and I don't have any alliances. They are covert, so makes them kind of not a very good ally. The rule favors gaining cities and rulers as vassals, but will not submit to becoming a vassal themselves. Okay. Likes exploration and exploitation. Will hunt down pickups, marauders, and cities with their army. Okay. Capture cities migrated in their own population. She's a bit of a wild card. I don't know how things are going to pan out between us. The only problem is I'll probably end up fighting her eventually anyway, because her territory is going to start expanding into mine and putting sunless everywhere, and that's going to make my people upset, and I'm not going to like that. So, good chance we end up at odds regardless of how this all happens. I wonder if I have enough of an army back here that I could clear some of this stuff without my leader. That might be worth trying. Yeah, I'm going to send everybody else back. The leader's on her own little mission right now. But I've gotten a couple of pickups. The spider can actually go a little further. Yeah, because I cut through forest. I've gotten a couple of pickups, so I can maybe do something with this. This also looks like the landmass ends right about there. Yeah, I don't have a lot of room in my capital, so getting that portal feels even more important. I just have to cross my fingers and hope she doesn't grab it first. If I can get to it, I could stand... Oh, you know what? That's a good... I know what I'm going to do with my scout. Oh. Okay, if I can get my... I should have left my scout out there. He could have just standed on it, or standed on the tile to prevent her from annexing it. With both my leader and the scout, I could get it with my leader and then use the scout to prevent her from annexing the tile. That would be a good thing for him to do. Alright. I'll have you go here for the moment, because there's still others catching up. We'll kind of fill this in. And no reason to cast spells right now. Embria put a bounty on that. That's going to be more of a problem for her than for me. Her city's closer, so they should raid her instead of me. I'm fine with that. I'll have my own Forsaken Cove to deal with, but the nice thing about these, I'm not sure that they will come onto land to attack you. I had one right next to one of my cities in a different game, and it never sent stuff on land, because I think it might be because they sometimes spawn ghost ships and krakens and stuff. So I might be able to ignore that for most of the game until I'm stronger. Yeah, alright. We'll let that be for now, and just hope nothing bad happens. I have Conjure Elemental be ready in 2 turns, and I do have the mana to cast it if I need to. If she takes that spot, I'm gonna feel terrible if she takes that spot. I think she just did. No, she spread Sunless Terrain to it, so we still got a chance. Go, go, go. Fast as you can get out there. I hate this so much that I can't get close. Alright, and then I want you going back that way because I'm going to have you stand on the centered province tile. You guys can keep moving back towards my city. This is probably worth hurrying. Yeah, for 4 gold, definitely hurry that up. Can the city grow yet? No, 2 more turns. Okay, so we'll do this for 4 gold, and then I'll just transition into the workshop, I guess. Architect Institute I'll need a quarry for, which I was planning to get soon anyway, so that's fine. City-State has Pact of Cooperation in 2 turns. I'm going to just start piling units onto the center here. They can get all that XP. Same with you. Not really much else to explore here. And they should be able to handle, well, maybe this. I'm not 100% confident in their abilities, but I'm like 80% confident, like a solid 80. I guess I have this guy up here too. That's a whole nother extra unit. So I'll have 7 down here. And there's those, yeah, entwined thralls. That was the thing, the name of the thing I was thinking of. This looks difficult. I don't know about that, but maybe these guys. If I cleared this, I would just be getting battlefield remnants, which is just going to boost. You know, actually waiting to pick this up probably isn't a bad idea, because it'll give me draft, and I would rather save that boost in draft for when I'm making guardians and shade makers, than as opposed to like tier 1 earthbreakers and crap like that. I would normally build another surveyor at this point, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. You know what? Let's take a cultivator, because I'm going to have another hero coming in 3 turns, and I like to have Paracultivator with each of my early heroes to help keep them alive. Okay, still nothing to do with spells. I'm just kind of saving up a surplus of mana, and there's nothing wrong with that. In turn, cross our fingers and hope Imbria is just a little slow getting to this. I want to turn this on and see, where do I have to reach? That tile there? You can't, or he can get there on the next turn. Okay, so I need her to just one more turn. Don't take that tile. Just one more turn. And then he can get it and prevent her from annexing it. This is something that also came up in the comments. I think this was from Chris Lighthawk as well. Just reminding me that... No, maybe that wasn't it. Where was that? I may as well find it while it's cycling through the next turn now. Yeah, no, this was from Berlin Dude. Oh wait, now it's acting like I can't reach it. This was from Berlin Dude. Mentioned that you can prevent city-states from taking provinces by standing a unit on the center province tile. So, yeah. If I can get there. Yeah, I misread this, and I cannot quite reach it. Come on, come on. Okay, we need one more turn. We need one more turn, and then I can stop her from getting that. Oh, maybe I should have moved. Did I make a mistake there? I might have been able to reach this spot with my leader and then still gotten to the gate on the next turn. Oh, I'm going to feel so dumb if she gets that. Okay, well, we got our first guy captured a seal. Now, I have the normal seal setting on. I considered doing dormant, but I think with normal, the AI still has to... The seals get retaken over by independents every now and then. So the AI will lose them, have to recapture them, or they'll... Well, more specifically, they'll get attacked by the independents, and the AI has to hold them. And they don't always put enough units on them to hold them. So although it says he's going to win the game in 120 turns, he's probably not going to hold the seal that whole time. So we've got more time than what this makes it look like. However... It's still a limited amount of time. And that's kind of why I wanted to put this setting on, is I think it makes things a lot more interesting. Let's go ahead and add you guys to the mix here. And then you can at least get in the walls. Okay, so I've got 8 units back here, because I just built another Earthbreaker. So we've got enough to do some damage to stuff. And I think really the only thing I can really clear is the Oasis, but the growth boost would be nice. I'm not going to be able to clear this without a little bit of extra health. Ruler leveled up again. Let's go ahead and take the boost to lightning evocation. I really, really like that. And we'll have this guy... I can't really go after that quite yet, so I'll have him chill here for a minute. Alright. Conjure Elemental ready to go if I need it. And I like this one, Supercharged Conduits. However, I don't have any mana nodes near me. I could maybe get I could get one on the haste berries, maybe. Might be worth doing. Might end up switching that between a research node and a mana node. Conduit. Actually, now that I think of it, I probably will have stuff off my... No, I don't see anything, but like this, you can build conduits on those, so you could build wave conduits. That might work. That might work. For the next research, both of these are good choices. I think spell-tempered shields will be more important in the long term. The golems are nice, but they're most useful earlier in the game. So I will take spell-tempered shields because that's going to be better for my guardians in the long run. And they are a very crucial part of this build. Sundering Blades is good. Alright. I think now is probably when I want to go ahead and channel Sundering Blades, because now is when my units can start to make use of it. Even though it's really only going to be for one battle. I don't know if that's worth it, but I'll at least cast it and get it ready to go. Alright. And then I'm dreading this so much. I just know she's going to take that tile, and I'm going to feel so freaking stupid if I could have made it to this one instead. I'm like 90% sure I could have, because I came through here. I could have gone there. That was just a really dumb mistake. Don't take it. Please don't take it. Please, please, please. Don't punish me for my mistakes. I want it. Oh, the suspense is killing me. She didn't. I don't think she took it. Unless her borders expand in between turns, like after the independence move, but I don't think she took it. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. It's mine. Okay. So, I don't know exactly how this works, but I know I have to, like, open it and then bind it. And it takes 3 turns to bind. So what I'm going to do is the scout will stay here and just sit on that tile. He doesn't move. He prevents her from taking it. What is this plus sign here? What's going on with that? I don't know what that means. But I'm going to bind that and then run away. Just get her back with all my other troops. She doesn't need to stay on it. But he needs to stay there because I don't know what would happen if she annexed this province while I was binding a portal. So we're just not going to take that chance. As for all these guys, it's a low-risk battle, and that's only with that stack. I probably can get away. Let's see, what do the Mortalists have? I'm thinking I can get away without actually casting Sundering Blades yet, because mana is at such a premium right now that I don't want to waste it. Oh, I could get that too in my territory on this turn. I could make that a quarry. And then I would have extra food income, which would be very nice. Okay, let me move up. I want the archers to be mixed in with some of the units that can actually guard them. This fight is taking place on a forest tile, so there's going to be trees and stuff. Although the oasis actually makes it a bit different. These guys are going to be on the other side of a lake, which is a bit of an advantage for them. Because they're range units, and I have a bunch of charge units, so I may have to approach from a funny angle, but we could probably make it work. I want you guarded by the Earthbreaker. I want you guarded by the Stone Spirit. I really want to protect that archer. So we'll add you to help keep them alive, and we'll add the spider because it probably is going to need to be babied a little bit in this one. And then these two guys can kind of be off on their own and catch up. If I do this, what does it say the battle is? Safe battle, even without enchantments. We'll just need to be mindful of targeting an enemy unit and another within 3 hexes sustain damage. And they have decaying. That is a 1 action point move. This guy, I think, has a 3 with Sundering Curse, but he can only do that if I am in range. Sunder's defense, Sunder's resistance, unfortunately. This one has decay bolts. Yeah, honestly, so the way I'm looking at this, Sundering Blades is actually very likely to not help me out a whole lot in this battle, because these guys are basically going to be in trouble if I get in their face. and Sundering Blades, whether or not I have it, isn't going to matter. So I think we're safe for this. I'm going to try the auto, and if worse comes to worse, I can use my mana. Yeah, we did lose a couple things. Both of the things that evolve. We don't want that, so I'm going to retry. We probably, I'm guessing my units just fumbled their way across the lake instead of going around it, which they really should do. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go around. We've got all the time we need, so just don't run through the sharp bushes or whatever those are. We'll just gather everybody together. I'm in no hurry here. We can take our time with this. I do technically have a way to reach them. If I move this archer up just one space here, I could hit them and weaken them, which would be kind of nice. But I'm not running out into that water after them. Oh, it looks like they're going to run out after me. Okay, that I am willing to do, but how far can you move? You can move to there. So if I move back 2 spaces, or do I just want to hit them now? The problem is I can't really follow up. Like, I can do one attack, presumably weakening both of them, but they're just going to stand there. That one's going to do this and mess me up. This one can't reach me with Death Hex, but this one can reach me with Sundering Curse. What is the range on Sundering Curse? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I don't want them running through the trees over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back my units up over in this direction. We're going to use the Cultivator to protect units over here. Form a front line with the charge units in front. Archer standing here, probably. Have the archer be here. This guy up front. And from here, this guy could technically run and hit me, but he can't get me with the big move. If I have enough space to move back a little more, no, I don't. I think this is a good enough. Yeah, got a couple life seeds. I can clear that up with the cultivator, but now these guys have come to where I can reach them with melee. So I'm going to open up with this, weakening them. I do want... Okay, good. The cultivator is one of them that got hexed, so we can actually clear this on both units. Clear that off of you. Get rid of life seed. Run him around. We can get a nice big hit, probably on the one that's further away, because this guy can reach him quite easily. And just like that, they are already totally messed up. He will run in and do another one of those hex things. I want to not move any closer to him. So I'm going to kind of keep my units lined up sort of like they are. Yeah, this will work. He'll probably move to like here and do it because it keeps him a little further away from me. So I may as well move these guys a little bit closer to the edge of the water. But now that he's going to be effectively alone, he's much less scary. Okay, got that. He runs away, shoots once, but it's okay. That guy's got a link. He's healing. Oh, I'm just getting rid of life seed, not decaying. All right, now I think we can move up and start finishing the job. Now he, I think, can... Yeah, okay, if I kill this guy here, which I can do with him, because I think I want to move the archer up more. Yeah, kill him. I could kill him too. This guy can reach this one because he floats. So he goes across the water just fine. Then I can move up with them, land a shot on him, and then these guys now have a unit punching them in the face. Spiders, oh, spiders can go. They're not slowed down by the water? That's interesting. I did not know that. What do you have that... You don't have water walking? Or... Oh, maybe they have Swift. Yeah, they have Swift. So anything that slows doesn't bother them. Okay, neat. I didn't know that, but I won't complain. Okay, he's basically stuck then. Yep, and then I can just finish this guy with him. And then run everyone else forward. Cool. Problem solved. Alright. And this is an easy finish and kill. And so now we have that. It's a nice big chunk of extra food. And warding boots. Cool, but I already got a shoe item, so I guess we'll save that for my next hero. That clears this, though, and gives me the ability to... Now, I kind of want to take this tile, but it's not as important as the Oasis. I'll have Pact of Loyalty in 10 turns, and then I can start buying things next to the city-state. So I think it probably makes most sense to get the Oasis. The growth is more important, I think, than anything else at the moment. And it'll help me get that shrine a bit faster. I am going to take the shrine. I'm going to take this as a quarry. That'll boost the shrine, so that finishes in 1 turn. And then I can maybe start actually working on the town hall upgrade and have it done right around the same time that the city expands, so it gets boosted as well. I think that would be pretty good. As for the rest of my units, I will just put everyone back in the walls so they can heal up while getting more passive XP. And now we have a cleared oasis annexed to the city. And our second city, which I almost forgot about, is done. Zigguratum. Man, that looks cool up on top of that mountain. Okay. I think these handcrafted regions they did was just so well implemented in the game. The art team behind Age of Wonders 4 is just absolutely phenomenal. Just absolute top tier artists working over there, so kudos to them. I don't have a governor that I can put in here yet. It's not often I get my second city before my governor, but I will on the next turn. What I probably want to do is I'm going to start with palisade walls. I just feel safer. I sleep easier at night knowing that I have that ready to go. And I don't need to cast Thundering Blades yet. A friendship was declared. Okay. Alright. I don't know how I feel about this. On the one hand, having an ally at what is effectively, for the time being, the only connection between me and the rest of the world, up north. Although, my peninsula is actually pretty big. Having an ally out here seems good. That seems really, really good if I was to buddy up with her. On the other hand, she's going to be spreading her crappy Sunless Vampire terrain. On the other hand, my build is one that has so much extra city stability. I can get a ton of city stability with this build. So the Sunless terrain actually won't really hurt me much. I don't think it gives you any debuff aside from, let's see, it slows down unit healing. And units in cities, no, sorry, that's saying what's immune to it. Cities annexing this province get -5 city stability, and I regenerate less hit points per turn in the world map. So my units will regenerate health a little slower. Healing won't work as well in battles in that territory, but that wouldn't matter as much if I wasn't fighting her. And then it's the city stability is the main issue, which I can kind of like not have to worry about. So I think that this actually works out decently well. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is just not respond, and we'll see how she reacts. I don't really want to fight a vampire, but I also don't know that I really want to be friends with one. So it could be one of those situations where I just withdraw the declaration of friendship later? You know what? I think if she wants to be friends with me, I'm gonna declare friendship with her, but I just won't accept a wizard's bond if she proposes it later. Or, oh gosh, this is a tough call. Diplomacy in this game actually has some layers to it. Because by declaring a declaration of friendship, that's gonna make her I'm gonna accrue grievances against her slower. Like right now, she's declared one with me, so anything that I do that could potentially make her upset will cause less grievances to form up here. So I guess that's a trade-off for having a declaration of friendship. It also costs money to maintain. I think right now I just don't have enough information. I need to know who else is around me, particularly across the water. We can always declare a friendship later, but withdrawing one imposes a diplomacy penalty. And I kind of don't want her sticking another city down in territory that I have a claim on anywhere out here and getting a discount for it. Because if she does that, like that tile is actually kind of fair game, she could. But if she does that anywhere like on these tiles, and I have a declaration of friendship with her, I'm gonna get less grievances that I can use against her, and that would be a cause for war. If she tries to put another city down here, I want this territory. So I'm not okay with that. So I think for now we wait. No point in making a commitment early on if I don't have to. I can get seafaring now. I don't need it yet though, but if I can get another scout, that would probably be a good thing to grab. I am working on that second cultivator, so maybe we'll get the surveyor after that, and then by then I might be able to start making guardians. Alright, I'm just so relieved that I got this gate. That felt like it was going to be pretty important here, so I'm happy about that, at least. I just am a little thrown off that she declared friendship with me when she had a negative opinion of me. It wasn't very strongly negative, so the game may have still considered it to be effectively neutral. But yeah, you can see her terrain is spreading south, and it's only going to get worse as my city gets closer to hers. It's only going to become more of a problem. So, yeah, I'll just hope for the best. Okay. I gotta keep getting my hero back. Scout has to stay there for a couple more turns. Let me make sure he's on the tile he's supposed to be on. I'm like paranoid I screwed something up. No, he is right where he needs to be to prevent her from annexing that. Once I have that gate, she can have it. I don't care, but I want that gate. I need to make sure I have enough mana on hand actually to teleport that gate back once I have it. And then maybe think about where I want to put it. Like, I don't know, maybe right here, like right next to my city. That would make it easier to expand into. If I'm lucky, I'll get maybe another hasteberries. I still am going to want 2 of them. I need to start thinking about how I'm going to clear that, but I think I need to wait until my leader's back. Once my leader gets back, I think I can take that. So it's just a matter of waiting for her to get all the way down there. Alright. So, I don't have anything else for these people to do for a little while. Other than just, I guess I can position them a little closer to that thing. But seems like keeping them in the walls, gaining passive XP is probably for the best. Okay, what can I do here? I can begin work on the town hall, which would cause it to be done earlier than... So if I do this now... Yeah, it'd be done in 2 turns, so in 1 turn it'll be there, in 2 turns it'll be here. Yeah, I think that'll time out pretty well. And then I could have it, because what I'm thinking is when my city grows to pop 5, the bonus will apply like retroactively, and I'll actually get refunded the money. So I can have the town hall done very, very quickly. And I think I would rather do that than go with the Magitectural Archive or whatever the next, the Architects Institute. I think I would rather get the town hall up first. because I usually run into city stability problems around the time you get that first town hall upgrade, and I want to kind of roll straight into a tavern after that, which is going to require another farm. So yeah, we'll hold off on that for now. Okay, respond to heroes offer to join. Who do we get? We have a warlock. Not as good of a fit for my build. Spellblade, I already have one. My leader's a Spellblade. We have 3 of my own. So I have another Spellblade, and ooh, an elitist elementalist. Now we're talking. Not the best governor type, because I don't have rivers, but I do have forests, and they'll take advantage of that. Each forester has mana. Then there's a defender, a shepherd defender. I like elitist, especially this early in the game. That's a pretty strong one to get. Trollkin Governor isn't my favorite, but it's not terrible. And at tier 4, you can recruit swamp trolls, which I will probably never do. I guess you can also get the Butcher Ogre, the Brewer Ogre, all that stuff. None of that really matters. But then again, just getting the extra city stability for foresters doesn't hurt for a new city. I'll probably swap her out for a different governor later, but for the most part, we're going to take her because she's an elementalist and elitist. And I know for a fact, elementalists can become stupidly powerful with this build. So we're going to recruit her. Welcome to the team. What are your upgrades? You don't have any yet. That's fine. Blank slate, we can work with that. You want to fight battles with the leader, right? Not just be with them. You want to fight alongside them. Yeah, so no need to send her out to hang out with my leader just yet. We can wait on that. For the time being, I guess you can have your own army. Maybe we'll... I'll have this guy just kind of split off and go with the other 2 heavy hitters. I might be able to take that now with just this group, but I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I don't need the extra draft yet that badly, so we can work without it. May as well go ahead and assign her there. I am going to be getting a forester with the next growth to boost the palisade wall, so it certainly doesn't hurt. I'll probably put it down there on the Fireforge stone, just so it's a easier route for my units to get back and forth. Okay. An Empire development skill is available. Constructing outposts. This one I don't need right now, but I always take the outpost one. To me, this one is good in the early game because it helps you claim territory and stuff like that. But it's also good in the late game because you can use outposts to set up teleporters. I always take that one. It's not even a competition between the two, in my opinion. And it's not even necessarily because of the gold discount. It's because of the -1 turn to found it. It saves you time, and that's even more important than the money, in my opinion. Okay. Because by late game, money is normally not an issue. Alright, how we doing with our gate? Kind of moving slow here, but I'm just trying to make sure I don't screw anything up. I think I've done everything about as optimally as I can. I say that, though, and there will undoubtedly be people in the comments who point out that I could have done something better. And don't get me wrong, that's what I want you to do. So, by all means, if I can improve, let me know how. But I just always, I find it amazing how I can play an episode and then just look back at it and be like, man, I did that perfectly. I nailed that. And then it's like, no, you didn't. I just now noticed that this is up here. Oh, that's got a scary tier 4 spider on it, though. I don't know if I want to fight that. Okay, one more turn on that. Scout's still chilling where he's at. I'm going to go ahead and tell him to continue to do that before I forget and do something incredibly stupid. The fastest way home is for you to take this route, so follow that way. And everybody else can just, honestly, we're just chilling. I can't go clear this quite yet. I want to wait for my leader to get back. But once she is back, actually, I probably could take some of that even without the leader, but I think I want to get the haste berries first, especially since I have talented collectors. We'll just wait patiently until my leader is back, and then I should be able to clear just about everything except for that Fireforge stone. That's scary. I do really want to clear this quickly because at a certain point, the world, the strength of the defenders in the world, like these independent guards of resource nodes, kind of like goes up. So like this could get replaced with, they might get another unit, and the ones they have might get upgraded to more powerful units. So I still want to clear this early if I can. Spell Tempered Shields is done, and we are on our last research cycle. I'll take Purging Arrows. I don't need to channel Spell Tempered Shields yet. I'm okay without it for now. How are we doing on that Seal's Victory? Okay, he's held it for 3 turns, but it won't last. I don't remember who it said got that. It gave a notification over here. I feel like it might have said Erleazar the Vainglorious or whatever that electric dragon's name is. By the way, he is in every one of my games now. I don't know why it keeps picking the same dragon over and over and over. If anybody knows why that happens, because it seems like he's always in my games, and it seems like Nikareth's always in my games, the Eldritch leader. I don't really need them in every game. None of these benefit me right now, so there's no point in spending my Imperium on any of these. So we'll wait. I kind of think that maybe founding an... Oh, actually, you know what? I might stick an outpost here. It's Unclaimed Wilderness. Oh, I should have put one there. Well, I could put one here and then connect it to that. I mostly don't want people coming up and out of the cave entrances later on. I want to hold those for me. I'm the only one who has a claim on that. I might take a step back and tag that on the next turn and get an outpost on it. The reason I'm thinking of doing this is because it kind of claims this territory more for me, and I'm willing to pay the gold upkeep for that. And it also blocks off a cave entrance, which is strategically useful, I think, because it prevents other people from expanding through them, or even running through them for that matter. All right. I feel like I'm just wasting time because I'm not moving units much, but... Well. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do that with a scout later. I was thinking about having somebody ready to run into the portal and explore it, but we can come back to that later. All right, I think I'm good. I'm not casting anything. Yeah, look at all this crappy sunless getting spread everywhere. If I can manage... I got a feeling I'm kind of leaning towards fighting this lady eventually, because if I can manage to take this and turn it into a city-state, it sort of blocks her from reaching me, and it also would make any sunless terrain she spreads the city-state's problem, because she doesn't really have anywhere else to set up a city near me. So I'm thinking if this becomes a vassal at some point, that would be pretty good. Okay, I can go ahead and move this portal. I think we're going to move it back to my capital. We'll probably slap it down right there. Neat. Now I've got a portal. Very, very thankful that I got that. What's on the other side? It looks happy. There is an ancient obelisk there. Okay, cool. That's one of those that I can activate, part of this ancient obelisk quest line here. So that's cool. I can do that. I got my cultivator here. What do I want to do? So the city grew. I got the boost. So the town hall upgrade we done. I don't think I want to spend 28 gold to hurry it, so we'll hold off on that. I think it's probably better for me to grab another farm here. By doing so, that will boost the tavern, and then I can make that faster. So I think that's what I will do. And it also gives me the gold vein, so I'll be making a little more money. I think that's a good choice. And then we'll get the haste berries next when the city grows again. This did unfortunately drop the city's happiness down to unstable. I was hoping having desert terrain would help to counter that, but it doesn't seem to be enough. However, I can go ahead and queue up the tavern, and we'll solve that problem fairly quickly. Alright, I'll go ahead and make I guess since we're kind of waiting for my leader to get back, and I'm going to take a slight detour here to found that outpost that I should have found it earlier. We'll take this, so we get the outpost cheaper. And then I'm going to take 2 steps back, pop this here, and claim that center of the desert for me. I'm still not losing anything by not clearing that haste berries, so I'm okay with that. Maybe these guys can all go in here, and I can see what I can find. Actually, I know I want to send her in here, actually, because there's that obelisk. Oh, there's crap on it. Is that stuff I can kill, though? It's 2 tier 3 units, and it looks like they've... What are they? Starborn devotees. They're resilient and desolate adaptation. Nothing that really helps them a lot against me. I don't know if I should try to take them. What else is down here? It looks like this is... Oh, okay. They got like a little land bridge going somewhere. But I can't cross that. Yeah, I think it'd probably be best to wait until my leader's back, and then I'll come down here and take this stuff out. I'd like to get that ancient obelisk, but clearing it right now doesn't really confer any big advantages for me, so we'll hold off on that. I'll just have everybody chill. I will go ahead and build a surveyor here, because I know I'm going to want 1 more scout. But once this is done, I'll be transitioning to making guardians. And once that happens, I can probably use the units I have. This battle is one that I could easily take with the army that I have. So I will do that and boost the production of guardians and the remaining surveyor once we're done there. I can't go get that, at least not without making her mad, and I'm not ready to make her mad, so I think now might be time to consider getting the thing that lets me cross water, especially since I'm making that other scout too. I'm kind of pinned in on land here, so if I want to explore, I'm gonna need to do it now. Oh, oh, you're always a problem. I haven't seen her in any of my games for a while, but where are you at? Across the water. Ooh, okay. Well, she's a bit north, so it might not be a problem for me, but I never get along with her. She's very aggressive, so... Yeah, we'll see how that pans out. I definitely do want to grab the Fireforged stone tile. Well, I don't know, actually. It doesn't do me any good, because I can't clear it right now. I won't be able to clear it for a while. Maybe building out towards my other city would be better. This does get me closer to that cave entrance, but there's nobody down there that I don't think I need to worry about. So maybe expanding towards Imbria is better, just to take some of this territory. I could also take this and get closer to the Sepulchred Sanctum. This would give me friendly territory to move through on the way to this city, though. So it may still be more optimal to grab this. Yeah, I know I'm going to get this eventually, and it does give me friendly territory to move through, so I would say it's worth it. That gives me the Forester, boost Palisade walls. That'll work. Not going to bother building units out there. I don't need any. I'll just let the city grow faster. And I'm down to 5 Imperium again, so we are definitely spending what we've got. I wish I had remembered to found that outpost a little when I was on my way through. I just didn't think about it. Oh, there's haste or silvertongue fruit over there I could have grabbed, but that's okay. I can maybe worry about that later. I'm more thinking a territorial claim here is what I'm looking for. Now that I know that she is hostile, Sanguine, that makes me kind of wonder if I should buddy up with Imbria. It may depend on how the two of them get along. Somebody's city just got sieged. You hear that sound effect? Wonder what's going on with that. Singaith Skyshatter got her first seal. I think that's a giant. I think that's one of the giants, so she's over there somewhere. Let's go this way. I want to explore... Actually, I want to explore more... Oh, I want to grab that. Money. I want to explore more down towards me and across the water. I want to see kind of this area down here and if there's anywhere else around that. Mostly just kind of desolate, crappy terrain over there. Now that my town hall is done, I feel pretty good going after this. Gives these armies something to do. I should be able to do this without casting any spells. They're pretty vastly outnumbered. Somehow the spider still manages to die. Stupid little spiders. Alright, if I hide in these trees, they're gonna have trouble hitting me, so let's hide in the trees. Yeah, that's actually a good spot for you too, I think. And then, just to play it safe, I want to go ahead and link you to the hero. The other one I'll wait and link to whoever gets status effects. Spider got poisoned. He got poisoned. The spider got poisoned twice. Okay. So, I can go mess this person up. With two guys, actually. I will go and link to the spider, because he has 2 stacks of poison, and he's near more enemies. I want you to get out there. Prevent them from doing anything. Actually, you can... Oh, you got fire damage on that. You can mess them up. I like that. What can you reach from here? Go ahead and take... Do I want to take that shot, or do I want to move up a bit and take a regular shot? I think I want to move up and take a regular shot. Do more damage. If I... Oh, wait, you're kind of blocked by that. Okay, never mind. Go ahead and do the weakening shot. You can move up to here, in their face. I will have you just... I'm not really sure why I have a better angle at them all of a sudden, but I'll take it. And you can go here and just start stabbing. Oh, now they're constricted. That's too bad. I guess you can go here. I'll try to lower your ability to fight. I'll trigger the retaliation on you. I'm not sure about this spider. If you were to just all-out attack that spider, okay, you wouldn't really do much. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And I think the spider will be fine, especially since I have it linked up to healing. And you guys, yeah, you're fine down there. They really want to poison that spider. But poison removed, so joke's on you. Finish you, send you up this way. Preferably not... You know what, just clear this. That's one thing I really like about these guys. They can just cut down bushes pretty easily because they have that arc attack. You can mess him up pretty good. You can mess anybody up pretty good. Let's go for that one in the back, I think. Yeah, and then the spider can go around them, finish them off. This guy can go here, get 2 hits on. You can go here and shoot him, inflict status vulnerability. I kind of blocked him from getting to that thing, didn't I? Oops. Just have these guys play catch up. And you just stab him a whole bunch. This thing actually does have a stronger melee attack than I gave it credit for, but I still shouldn't lose anything here. Yeah, I'll be fine. Okay. You're dead. And if I can weaken you enough so you don't do a retaliation, I'd rather just kill you with range units. There we go. Okay. Not too bad. There's all that extra draft. That finishes the scout. And because I have the town hall done, I can go straight into making guardians and shade makers. I'm going to queue up just a guardian for now. And then you may as well go tag this, because I'm probably not going to have a scout here back here for a while. And then I'm going to have you go maybe get in the water. I could probably... Actually, that's probably guarded. That ship was probably guarded, I think. The treasure chests floating in the water are usually free pickups, but the floating, like, shipwrecks, I think typically have enemies guarding them. Alright, well, for now, chill there. And wait for the boss to get back. What is the fastest way for the boss to get back? Looks like it's this way. That was quite a hike to get a portal. I hope it was worth it. With this out here kind of close to the dragon den, I'm going to probably want to go ahead and upgrade the palisade walls there. Just protect my territorial claim. Elementalist leveled up. Again, we're a physical focus build, so I'm going to go Discipline of Earth to get gain lesser evocation, and then I'll go for Blast Evocation next. But for now, that's a good enough start. Close that, and I believe I am good. I'm not going to cast anything else right now. I still haven't cast Sundering Blades, but that's fine. If I don't have to pay the upkeep on it, the better, because I only have 19 mana income per turn, so I'm going to hold off on that probably until I start like fighting these tougher battles like the haste berries and stuff. So pretty much until she gets back. Oh, I would have probably hurried the... Well, you know what? The wall doesn't give any economic upgrades, so hurrying it wouldn't have made as much of a difference. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not worried about that. There's so much good stuff on that hill. I can't wait until I'm strong enough to just clear all of that off. Especially that Fireforged stone. I really, really would like to have that there. So much extra production. Which is pretty good for the architects because their monuments take so long to build, but they're so important though. And I'm going to want to make at least 2 monuments this game. At least 2 fully constructed monuments. Anything extra is just bonus. Okay, so I got the palisade walls out here. I could do the Magitextural Archive. Yeah, let's go ahead and get those because I have that bonus. So again, we're talking like a tempo bonus here. So I want to try to take advantage of that and get the production up. The next thing that I need to think about is making sure I have enough gold to actually pay for all the buildings I'm going to want to build. Now for you, I just need you to get in the water, but not there. What I probably will do is actually have him embark here so that I can sail. Yeah, I think that's better because then I can spend a turn sailing around the coastline. Maybe there's some extra pickups down here. Not seeing any right now though. As for you guys, I believe we are good here. We can actually go take this now because my leader is within range. So I'm going to get her to that spot. You guys can go here. I probably want to actually mix things up a little bit better. How about I send the range unit with her? Because my elementalist is a range unit. Then I send you there. I want to send you with her. So you have a healer. You've each got a one of these guys. She is a potential trainer, although I don't know that I'll spec her to actually be a trainer. I probably won't. Yeah, I was thinking about giving her the instructor upgrade, but with the elementalist, I actually just like to blitz through straight for their most powerful evocations. So I think I was thinking like in terms of evolving these two, it probably doesn't matter who's with who. So I think I will go ahead and give. Let's see, you've got. Yeah, I gave you one charge unit, and then you can keep the stone spirit and the polearm. Yeah, the other charge unit is probably better off with her for now. And then we should be able to clear these haste berries. Should get a nice reward for doing it too, and that'll help boost the city. If we're lucky, get some production for that tavern. Yeah, alright, let's do this. Oh wait, hang on. I think now is an appropriate time to go ahead and cast Sundering Blades. Upkeep per unit is 2. That's 11. That is most of my mana income. Is that worth it? I don't know. Mana income is very tight. I just don't have mana nodes. Until I can reach the stuff in the water. The wave conduits, and even then those are far away. I think I'm just gonna have to rely on building the obelisk upgrades, getting more quarries and going for those. Gross. I really need more mana. I wonder if the city-state is at a point where they can trade me for it. Ooh, they can. Okay, hang on. So, I could spend 12 gold per turn to get mana. But I'm gonna need the gold for upgrading the cities. Is that worth it? It's 12 gold per turn for 15 mana. That seems like a decent deal. And I think it actually... It lasts for 10 turns. And I think it also technically improves my relationship growth with them. I feel like I'm getting a good deal too, because I'm getting 15 of one resource for 12 of another. It's also going to be easier for me to make gold buildings than mana at the moment, because I have more farms. I think this is actually a sensible trade. We'll do that, then I can feel less bad about casting Sundering Blades and getting some of my enchantments up and running earlier. Sundering Blades is pretty important for my build. It's all about bypassing defense and doing physical damage, so it's worth getting. Alright, we're going to see how the auto handles this. I'm going to tell it don't cast spells. I might need to cast spells anyway if this goes poorly. Nope, they handled it just fine. Alright, cool. So I get that. I get the Helm of the Warrior. Oh, that's a really nice helmet. So this is an enchantment that I'm not sure if you can get any other way. It might be a unique enchantment, the one that boosts melee attack damage. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I don't think I've ever seen that in the item forge, which makes this a pretty unique and cool item and very, very good on a melee-focused hero. For now, that's her, but I'll probably get a better candidate for that later. I also just remembered that I have an extra pair of shoes that I should give her. The warding boots. There we go. Alright. Now with that being cleared, I think we can go in the portal and clear this. And then expand down there a little bit. Although the next expansion will probably be the haste berries. What else did I get out of that? I think it was just the items and food. I think I just got items and food. All right, that's fine. Do I want to go in there, or do I want to go out here and clear this stuff first? Getting that early would be nice, the Angelic Envoy, because that would help boost my allegiance. That is food, pastures. I think based on what I saw down here, I would like to go link that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go link that, what was it called? The obelisk. I'm going to go link that up and make use of it. Okay, everybody else is about as good a shape as they're going to be in. I want you to sail a little further this way. Okay, cool. All right, I can get more Wonderstone out of this. This is the gluttony-themed desolate area. And I don't think anything attacks me in here. Wait, why can't I... There we go. Click on him first for some reason. I didn't get the notification about the... I didn't get the pop-up for Famished Fields, though, which is a little unusual. Anyway, I know there's a lot of Wonderstone in there and magic items, so I'm definitely going to want to grab that. I don't think I can afford anything in the Empire Upgrade tree, so we're going to bypass that for now. And drop another quick save, move to the next turn. I would really like to get more production. It makes me kind of want to go clear that node, but I think focusing on things that can benefit my cities right now is probably the better choice. So I'm going to continue with what I'm doing. Gold is going to be at a premium here pretty soon, because with that extra draft, I can now produce units faster. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to build buildings in 2 cities and produce units without running out of money. So, yeah. I still don't regret trading the gold for the mana, just because mana is really dry for me this game. But I'm going to need to get gold from somewhere. Hopefully my scouts can pick up more as they're exploring, because I think I'm really going to need it. Alright, I am going to have you continue this way. Eventually the scout will likely go the other direction, but for the moment, I think I want him going this way, just to get where I know a gold pickup is. I can grab that and then get out of there. Wait, no, I keep talking about that like I can pick it up, but I don't think I can. Or maybe I can. It's blue highlighted, so that doesn't... I don't think there's anything guarding it. Unless it just doesn't show you if there's like tide spirits on it or something, because they're hidden. Not 100% sure on that, but... Alright, now when I go back down here, I'm going to want to grab the banner, because that'll level my heroes up, and then I can go across that land bridge and see what's on the other side. Guardian will be done very soon. Tavern will be done next turn. I'm not going to hurry that. I don't want to spend the gold right now. I do feel like these guys could use a little bit of healing before I... Yeah, I think I'm going to... This army's fine. I guess my hero could use a little bit of health, but yeah, I'll do this like this. We'll just leave them close so everybody's getting some healing, and then they can all go through and fight stuff in there on the next turn. It does feel like a waste to not just stay in the city here, though, especially with those 2 units that evolve. So she can hang back a little bit more, because then I can get the XP from the walls. You guys should just go down this way, because there is more goodies to pick up. Very, very nice. Oh, look, a mana node. I wonder what it feels like to have one of those. Okay. Can annex another province here. Probably want to go the other way and expand towards her. Plus, this is a pasture here. I forgot that was there. So I can get more food out of that. In fact, I'll build a farm on it too, because I'm going to need that for like the other production-focused upgrades, the workshop and whatnot. Actually, maybe more importantly, I think I might get a vendor next, because I'm anticipating gold becoming an issue here pretty soon. Ruler leveled up. I like to go for Initiate of Astral is kind of my preferred pick here. Couple reasons for this. One, I actually just really like lightning strikes, and it pairs well if you get this later. If you get Electromancy. because you get a chance of electrifying targets, so you can kind of amplify your damage output that way. But also, it lets units in my army ignore up to 2 status resistance. I like stacking that a lot. And then just, it's practically guaranteed Sunder defense all over the place. It's pretty good. And then I go for these 2, so I can get Blink. Because Blink can save your leader's life in a pinch, or it can help them get a kill that is really, really needed. Okay, got a couple more upgrades available. I don't know that fruitful integration is going to be useful right now. Eventually I'll want to get a 3rd city, but I have no idea where that's going to go at this point, so I think we'll wait on that. And then this one, Food City structures cost less gold and production to build. That does not feel as important. I do not have as many food city structures in my territory or in my empire. I don't think that's really worth the Imperium. I think I would rather get this, but maybe later. I don't know. I think both of these are about equal in terms of utility, but I got a feeling that these would be better. And there's probably other stuff that I'm better off spending my Imperium on, so I'm going to hang on to it. Yeah, I probably just will save the Imperium right now. I'd rather keep some on hand. Alright, so we're at the end of that turn. Drop another quick save and see where we get to next. Do I want to summon another Copper Golem? Not right now. It's just the earlier I summon them, the earlier they evolve, so it's kind of tempting to do. But I'll have that other Guardian soon, and I'm generally going to be better off with my race units, so besides, she's a polearm for now, she can kind of cover that role. Yeah, and I just don't have the mana for it. I would rather keep mana on hand for combat spells. Yeah, I think that's safer. Because sometimes summoning one of those rock guys, like in the perfect spot, can just completely change the tide of a battle. And I'll pretty much always have more Materium than anything else, so the rocks will be more helpful. Trade negotiations. What do we have here? Okay. I have a chance to be... I could lose Imperium, but get to Pack of Loyalty immediately, which would allow me to start claiming territory next to them. I could trade the Sunder... I could get a Sundering Axe by lowering... I'd lose 28 knowledge per turn. That's pretty steep for 6 turns to get a tier 3 axe. No, that's not worth it. I could buy their friendship, or I could say I don't want your frivolous trinkets, which would make it 6 turns for me to reach Pact of Loyalty. I don't like any of this. And then this is a 50-50. In which case I would just get the axe or risk losing city stability, and I don't get the axe. I don't like any of these options. Is there an option for me to not be like, I don't want your frivolous trinket? Is there an option for me to instead just be like, hey, that's really nice, I'm gonna go home now? Because, like, why do I have to make him mad and be rude? I don't want to lose Imperium. That's too much research. This is too much gold. This is... I just don't trust the 50-50. I would rather take another 6 turns to level up my relationship with them. It's fine. It's fine. If they take that tile, I can buy it later, but hopefully I'll just get lucky and they won't. For the moment, instead of having a Pact of Loyalty with them, we'll just put that on the back burner a bit, and hopefully nobody else is negotiating with them. I don't think anyone would be. And then I can go ahead and get, I think for now, another Forester here, but eventually I'll change that to a Conduit and get the associated empire upgrade thing for it. For the moment, I think I would rather take the forest. Actually, what does the forester do for me? It doesn't really do anything for me. Not right now. Maybe I'd be better off just getting it as a conduit, because I could really use the mana. The research node would also be good because it would let me get the academy faster, but I'm not sure how important that actually is. I can always switch it to a research node later, get the academy, and then switch it back. You know, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to take the conduit just because the mana would be very useful right now, and I have plenty of other buildings that I already have boosted. So I'm going to go in here and get the upgrade that lets me get conduits, get more production and food, because that'll help the city grow and build faster. And I can take the conduit here, and that's going to get me a bunch of extra. See, now that conduit gets me extra food, extra production, and I'm getting extra mana. Now, mana's looking okay, and I want to start thinking about gold again. So at this point, let's see, my people are just kind of content here. I could go for the bathhouse to make them happy. I think that's actually probably better, because improving your happiness kind of boosts all the income of your city. I was tempted to go for the market, but making them happier will boost, like, I think everything, like production, happiness, everything except for maybe Imperium. So I would rather just go for the bathhouse. It takes a long time to build, but I think it's worth it. The Guardian will be done on the next turn. Do I want to have him just be done on this turn instead and spend the money on it? It's only 6 gold. Yeah, I find that hard to pass up. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. That way we can get him, because then I can start making use of him and kind of show you guys what this build's all about. I'll go ahead and order up another Shade Maker, and then we can go into the tunnels. Okay, I'm gonna have you go with her, or the Guardian go with you. We can enter the portal. I'm gonna go ahead and attack these guys. I have my friends down here. Sure, there we go. I'm gonna split somebody off just because this guy has less movement right now. So I might save a little bit of movement by splitting up. So we'll just send an Earthbreaker. Actually, now that I think of it, I should have sent my hero, but that's okay. Okay, I could just get good guy points. I could get a Berserker, but it would cost 105 gold. What are you? The Resilient. Elephant Mounts does them no good. The Resilient, so they shake off status effects. Desolate Adaptation doesn't really help. It's not a very good Berserker. If it had better traits, I think I would probably take it. Neither of these things really helps it out either. Other than maybe that one, which would be minimally helpful, because I don't know that I'll get to the best level good alignment. I think I'll just take the good guy points here. I don't want to spend that much money on a kind of subpar Berserker. I keep getting leg items, which normally don't show up very often. Okay, I can activate the Ancient Obelisk. I actually have to do that with her, which is why I was saying I should move her onto the tile. There we go. And then all of these guys can go this way. Who has more movement remaining? You guys actually probably have more, so I will let you take point here. Oh wait, hang on. Okay, almost screwed that up. I want to make sure that all the units that can evolve are in this fight, because that is something that I want to get experience from. So probably I'm going to keep the spider, I'll keep the copper golem. I need to fit, I want the leaders in, obviously, because we want levels on the heroes. I want this guy in, because he's a tier 2. He'll take longer to level up, although he's actually only at rank 1, so that's maybe less important. Might be better to have, like, the Shade Maker in, who's been around here since the start of the game, who's already gotten some levels. Yeah, I'll do that. So let's see, 2 heroes, the Shade Maker, and the 3 units I have that can evolve. Yes, okay, that'll work. So you take a step back, just into the forest, I guess, for now. And we want you in there. I can get you out. Yeah, take you out. Put this guy in. And then take this guy out and put the archer in. That's the units that I want doing this. And he's kind of stuck by himself, but I'm sure he'll be okay. Okay, so now we get the most out of this. Once again, not going to let auto cast spells. I don't think we need them in a fight like this. These are all tier 1s and 2s. Hey, look who got himself killed. The guy standing off by himself. All right, well, I guess I should have seen that coming. All right, here come the wargs. I'm going to go ahead and just put shield units in front. I actually think this is going to be a very easy fight. I don't really know. Yeah, he must have charged up by himself. Dude, just, like, don't do that and come around this way instead. Hey. I am going to clear off this mountain top. Another nice thing about these guys clearing those bushes and stuff is they go into defense mode after, so there's really no reason. If you want to get rid of the bush, there's no reason not to. All right. Can you reach these copper golems? Go ahead and link with them so they kind of get fixed up. You can be on the front line. You'll be fine. In fact, stand next to the shield. You should not be on the front line. And probably neither should you. I'll line everybody up kind of like this, and then we should be fine. Okay, and here comes all the birds up there. Alright, now I kind of do want this guy going around this way. Okay. Here come the birds. What do I want to do about them? I think I want to shoot a volley of arrows right into the middle of them, but I can't hit all of them. So, I'm just going to use this to attack the dogs. He's very likely to sunder their defense, so better to do this now. And then my archers can, like, tear it apart. Oh, she sunders defense too. Oh, that's just really nice. That's just a very happy coincidence. Okay. Neat. Yeah, you go ahead and mess that guy up. My leader will be able to handle this just fine on her own. She doesn't need Sunder Defense to help. And you can go attack this one. How far can you guys fly? You'll be all over my mage here, so I'm probably going to reform a defensive line so those birds don't swarm me at bad angles. And I want to block them from hitting my mage or my spider in the back. That looks good to me. And then these guys can take point and remain on defense. That'll work. Stab him. Stab him back. Okay, so this will give me a chance to talk about this build a little bit. I do need to get this guy out of the way first, though, so let me take care of that little problem. Go away. I kind of mentioned this, I think, in the last episode before I rebooted the series, but if you'll notice, these guys, Guardians, have an ability called Incarnate Disruption. Adjacent enemy units suffer minus one damage type resistance associated with each stack of Affinity Incarnate on this unit. Right now I only have one. However, I can get up to 5. Now, if you look at this bird, his resistance is, he has 2 physical protection because he's ethereal, and 4 spirit weakness. If I move this guy next to that bird, Incarnate Disruption Physical, it drops to only having 1. This is really, really good when you have in Materium Incarnate, because all it does is it adds more physical damage to your units. Any other Incarnate element will like add elemental damage of like, say, Astral will add electrical damage, but it'll be like split. It'll be part physical, part elemental. When you take Materium, it's all Materium. It's all physical, which means you get a lot more mileage out of lowering that. When you combine that with a great ability to Sunder Defense, you can do a ton of damage with these Shade Makers. Plus, excuse me, plus these guys come out of the gate with Titan Slayer because of the Titan Bow, Giant Slayer, which applies to a lot of units in this game. There are a lot of units considered large targets, so it makes them very good at punching way above their weight class, doing a ton of damage. Basically, the whole build is get Guardians in the face of the enemy and then shoot them with Shade Makers, which will do pretty respectable damage to that guy now. What do I want to do with you? Probably actually just fry some stuff. You know what? Let's fry all of them. The ones that are still kind of healthy. You can come up here and see, you can Sunder Defense on that. You can come up here and probably finish that off or come pretty darn close to it. The mage can light up basically whoever she wants, so let's Sunder Defense on you. Oh, these guys have a good flank here too, so that'll help. Yeah, sucks to be you guys. I think I can clear everything out here on this turn. Spider can finish you. You can finish or pin them down to where they can't do anything effectively. And you can stab him a couple times. There we go. Alright. I think the last guy gets us one more move and then it's over. Punched in the face by a rock. Cool. Alright. Now we get some nice levels. Oh, there's even like this cool like chain fence thing here. Like I said, the art team is very, very good in this game. Alright, we got... Uh-oh, a rivalry was declared. That would be Sanguine. Yep. Okay, well, I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. She's far enough away that I don't know if it makes sense for me to bother, but... Okay, so it's a modifier that slowly decreases towards any... Okay. Damages or relations. Any agreements gained against the rule will be increased by 40%. A rising rival justification modifier will be gained, which will increase by 2 per turn up to 30. I think that when somebody... Yeah, this is the part that I'm worried about. Maintaining a declaration cost 10 gold. So it's this bit right here. Basically, she declared a rivalry with me, which is going to, over time, give her a rival justification modifier, which will be gained, which will increase by 2 per turn up to 30, giving her basically a grievance for war against me if I let that sit for long enough. I don't really want to give her a reason or an advantage in declaring war on me. So I'm probably going to declare a rivalry back. Most likely she's going to be aggressive anyway. We're going to say okay. I'm going to pop back over here. She doesn't have an advantage over me yet. I have a chance to respond, and so I'm going to respond. I am not going to respond. She's in the void. That's not fair. Alright, I'll have to check back on that later. How'd you declare that? I guess she must have done it before she did something and got herself killed on her turn. Alright, well, I guess I can't do anything about that yet. But I can explore more down here. Although most of these units can't move anymore. Yeah, I think I'll just have them chill. I want to get in here and see what else is down here. This looks like it might not be a very big one unless there's more room on the other side of this bridge that I'm not aware of. I did get my haste berries. I got the levels, so let's go ahead and allocate those points. Definitely want to take blast evocation here. I have this already. Level 4. What else does she have points in? Because I only allocated one. Oh, she leveled up twice. That's what happened. Okay. So yeah, I want to do Initiate of Astral. Same thing with her. I want to take Blast Evocation. I want to take Withering Magic. And then I want to take Amplified Magic, making magic attacks gain more damage. I'm setting her up to just be a massive damage dealer. Elementalists are very, very good for that. Okay. I guess I'll just let everyone else chill where they're at for now and worry about like reforming everyone's armies later. I could split some of them off ahead, I suppose. Just to get a little bit. Yeah, I don't think there's any harm in doing that. I want to keep the Shade Maker with my leader though. So I'll split you off and maybe just these two. Okay, there is a structure ahead, Breached Arcanum, but is there anything else out here? If there's not, then this is kind of a disappointing portal. Better than not having it at all, but for my ruler, I want to get Melee Mage. Being able to cast Evocation while you're in melee range is pretty useful, especially since she fights with a spear. And then I think I can slip this guy in, and yes, I can take this treasure. Oh good, that gave production. Okay, cool. That'll help Sunfall out. As for my other scout, let me look around here a little more. I'm pretty sure there is another... What did I tell you? Nicoreth again. Every game, it's the same people. Like there's like a few of them that are just in every single game. She's not really getting along with me so good. Did she already... No, she didn't clear this all out. I thought there was another magic material on this, but it doesn't look like it, so maybe that was all. I can't go beyond that, because I can't go through her borders. I don't think we're going to get along very well. She had a pretty bad... Sanguine died down here. I just clicked Sanguine, went to the Void, and it was like somewhere down here. But her territory is all the way up here. I don't know what she was doing. Oh wait, maybe... No, that's part of Bloodholm's territory. By the way, Bloodholm still hasn't gotten that tile where I was so worried about getting that portal. But better safe than sorry. I got the Tavern in Sunfall. We're working on the bathhouse. Got production bonus towards that, plus some extra gold. Can build more buildings out here. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the vendor, probably. Might get the workhouse just because it's cheap and it can translate to building the vendor faster. I tend to really go for those production buildings first. Yeah, I think in my case, because I have so much draft, I really should invest in the vendor first. I really do need that money. All right, and then as for you, I kind of want you to go east now. You picked up the thing I wanted, but I want to see what's to my east. This guy is going south. He'll check out this area over here. I'm just trying to get a sense of who's around me so I know whether to try to buddy up with Imbria or not. Got Purging Arrows, and we're at my next tome, which I think I already mentioned this, but it's going to be the Tome of Evolution. Some good stuff in here. Draconic Vitality is great. That's a really good race transformation. Rapid Evolution Enchantment, very useful for my Copper Golems, also useful for other things, which we'll be getting to later. But definitely this is the next pickup. I don't care about the Slithers or the Wyverns, by the way. I'm not even going to bother with them. Mostly I'm interested in this and the race transformation, which I was kind of hoping the race transformation would pop up first, but Rapid Evolution, nothing wrong with getting that up quickly as well. I do have enough mana to where I could start thinking about casting spell-tempered shields, and that would be very minimal upkeep because I only have one guardian right now. I am going to get more. It's a very good enchantment, and it only costs 2 upkeep per unit. So I think I'm going to do that. Let me wait and see. You know, no, I'll take it now. I'll take it now because I might try to clear this while I'm down here. I may have enough firepower in these armies to actually do that. I won't be able to take the injured people in, but I've got enough other units that I might actually be able to take that. We're gonna see. All right, let it save. Go to the next turn. The more I'm seeing more and more unfriendly people around me, the more I'm thinking I might want to buddy up with Imbria to avoid having problems later on. But she's spreading all this crap terrain, and I don't like that. I'm hoping, I think she won't build a city here. I don't think there's enough room for her to build a city. Also, she would have started with 3, so she's going to be up against her city cap already. I think me making a declaration of friendship with her is probably in my best interest, at least for now, just in case Sanguine ends up being aggressive, or Nikareth. Yeah, we're at 283, respectful. She's not at war with anybody yet. Nikareth at least isn't getting worse. Sanguine's is really pretty bad. Can I declare rivalry back on you yet? No. Well, at least she's not gaining grievances on me. Although I guess I would eventually match them if I declare rivalry on her. I also want to be careful about making too many declarations, though, because they cost gold, and gold is at a premium right now. Because I need to build my armies up. A lot to think about. There's a lot to think about in this one. The diplomacy... I don't know why I'm going into a manual save. I just wanted to drop a quick save. The diplomacy is, in this game, adds really another layer to it, especially in a game like this where these decisions could very much matter. Because remember, these AI not only have all the handicap bonuses for starting with like more stuff, but they also all have the challenging plus combat bonus. So against each of these AI, they will do 20% more damage to me, and I will do 20% less damage to them across the board. I know from test games, I can fight a war against them, but if I get rushed, I'm kind of screwed. And if 2 of them attack me at once from different sides, I'm also definitely screwed. So I need to be very mindful of not making too many enemies too quickly, because I will get smoked if I do. Alright, going into here, I just want to see what's in there. So let's move up the units that... Okay, good. This does connect to other stuff. There's other bridges that go across... Wait, are these all pickups? Okay, those are pickups. I want to see what those are. But first, let's see what's in here, and whether this is something that I can actually feasibly do right now. Get the Guardian up there. I am going to go ahead and cast this. It's not very much upkeep. Well, I guess it does affect the Stone Spirits too, so it's actually going to be 4 upkeep. Hang on. How healthy is my Stone Spirit? Is he worth taking into this? He might be. I know I'm going to want the Archer, and I know I'm going to want the Guardian. That is for certain. Anything else is kind of up in the air. Probably a Cultivator. Yeah, I'll take the higher ranked Cultivator in here. And yeah, I guess the Stone Spirit wouldn't be a bad pick. Those guys are both injured. I would take the Stone Spirit just because it's going to help provide resistance. So we'll go ahead and cast Spell Tempered Shields. Neat. All right. And let's see if this is doable. It might not be. I might have to come back, but... how is Imbria connected to this one? Okay, now this is going to make her upset. She has declared friendship with me, so it won't make her as upset, and I could probably pay off the grievance later. I think I need to make friends with Imbria. I don't like how I'm going to have that sunless terrain causing issues for me, but... I'm going to declare friendship with her to try to offset the fact that I'm going to irritate her by doing this, but I'm not willing to just let her have that structure down there. I'm not even sure if she's connected to it. Maybe this is connected to multiple portals. That would be interesting. I'm going to say cancel. Yeah, let's cancel that. I'm wondering if these other bridges go to other portals. That's really kind of cool. There is another option where I do this without making her mad by declaring friendship with her and then trying to get a wizard's bond and a province claiming pact. But getting a province claiming pact is also has its downsides, because that would mean she could come and just forward settle me in this area without any consequences. So I think for now, doing the declaration of friendship with her is the better option. It costs 50 gold and costs 10 gold per turn upkeep. I'll just need to work on my gold income. It looks like I've got a vampire friend. Alright. Now, hopefully, if I go in there and irritate her, it doesn't ruin our relationship. Actually, can we do a wizard's bond right away? I don't think you can. I could for 100 gold. But I still don't think I want a province claiming pact with her. The problem is, though, I kind of do, because if this is... I'm going to need a province claiming pact with her, because everything down here is going to be adjacent to her, basically. And so if I want to claim this stuff, I am going to need that pact. Alright, let me look at the map here. I've got an outpost here which kind of claims territory for me. I may need to consider building a work camp in it to claim more territory for me. But I also think that because the enemy, or because the AI started with 3 cities, they probably won't be settling more very quickly, because they're going to be up against their city cap. So I probably don't need to worry about her forward settling me that much. If she does, we may just need to find a way to try to get along. I think that I probably do want to get a wizard bond with her, just because I know she's my neighbor, and I don't want to make her mad. Also, fighting vampires is a pain in the butt for my build, because for the first half of the game, I'm not going to have any status clears. They tend to do a lot of nasty status effects. What is her culture? She's Cult of Death, Dark Cult of Death. Yeah, that'd be a lot of debuffs. So I guess we get the wizard bond. That's a lot of money. And it feels like kind of a big commitment, because if I break this later, we could have bigger problems. Well, I'll have to trust her. Province claiming pact. You want another 100 gold for that? Ouch! I don't know if this is worth it. But I really do not want a war with her right now. I want at least one good friend that it lives close to me, and she seems like geographically to be the only and best option. So I'm gonna do it. I don't want to spend all this gold on this, but I need a nearby friend. That sucks. There goes all my money. But it does mean I can start clearing things in here. I hope I can. I should have checked and seen what was in here before I agreed to that, actually. It's a low risk battle, so it's probably something I can handle. Alright, there's a Sun Guardian. It's kind of like some sort of Sphinx thing. What does the Riddle of Light do again? Target enemy unit has a base 90% chance of gaining either stun, blind, burning, or sundered defense. Okay, it's a free action kind of debuff thing. We can probably manage this. So I'm going to say we go ahead and do this. An auto. I'm probably going to need to cast spells in this one, but we'll see how the AI does without it. I don't mind doing this one myself if I need to. Yeah, I'm not willing to lose that guy. I want to evolve him. Alright. Sun Guardian. These library places look cool. So you're the main problem here. That free action, can you do that if you're in zone of control? Yes, you can. You also have something that can do a lot of damage to a unit far away and heal and clear status effects on your own units. And then you have a melee attack. Okay. Alright, we can manage this, I think. The other units in here aren't that scary. So it's mostly going to be about killing that Sphinx quickly, I think. Which I can do if I'm creative enough with how I position things. Let's, for now, try to gather everyone up around my my cultivator here. Alright, you want to hang back there, huh? Problem is, this has a range of 6, so it can hit me from pretty far away. On the other hand, if I can get them to do it early, what's the cooldown on that? 2 turns? If I can get them to do it early, then that might be good. I might need the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes all 3 movements, so I can move up a little bit more. Let's do that first. Actually, I would rather have you here and you guys here because I might need you to run up to the enemy. Everybody else can be in the back. That setup keeps me out of their range, I think. Okay, kind of just sundered their defense. Let's go ahead and clear that off. I don't like having all that sundered defense and resistance. We can at least get rid of one of them. Hopefully it gets rid of the sundered resistance. Let's see, you are the way. I can't really get them adjacent to that thing, so I think I'll just kill this with my other units. Yeah, I can sunder its defense with these guys, and then the archers could finish it off. Alright, pretty easy kill here. Can you reach that? No, not yet. If I back everybody else up, it still can't reach me with this, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, if I back up, then I'm still safe. I want to keep my leader in the front, because that spear, I think, will do a lot more damage to that thing, and I'm going to clear that off. Oh, it can do that every turn. Okay, I see the gimmick. All right, now I might want to charge it. Stop asking me riddles. Alright. I can prepare for that big hit. You have a melee, or you have a range attack, okay. So, I think if I ball everyone up, this isn't an AoE. It targets a single. Oh, it is an AoE. Oh no, the AoE effect is the healing that comes from it. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and move. Actually, you back up. I want you to come this way first, and then you go here. Then you move here. We can start shooting at it. I am a little worried about these guys getting lit up by that thing. It's not going to kill anything, so I'm probably fine. But I am going to go ahead and leave a lot of these people on defense. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her here. I know it means I shoot one less time, but it also means everybody here is warded. And the archer is kind of double warded. It might rush the archer from here, which would be unfortunate if that were to happen, because the archer is going to do the most damage to this thing by a long shot. If it is to rush the archer, I think I'd rather the archer be back here. And preferably on defense. Yeah, I think so. It might also rush this hero, because there is space to stand there. But if it rushes the hero, that's less of a problem, because I've got a polearm right next to it and an archer that could light it up. I think I'm going to back the archer up to here. And then if it rushes the archer, it only gets one hit. And then I can try to deal with that by stabbing it with this guy and sundering its defense. I think that's the best option. And I've still got... No, I just did its... Okay, there it goes. Oh, it's going after that thing. Okay, well, that's probably the best case scenario. It is a... it's a little bit of a... you know what? It's maybe not that good. Yeah. Because I can't step my guardian there. And I want to lower its physical defense. But I can't. Okay. I'll take a hit if I move her, but I think getting her out of there is the only way to get the Guardian where I want him to be. So I'm going to do that and take the hit. And I'm going to need to back them up at least to here. Okay. I don't think its attack can immobilize me or anything. Sunder's defense and whatnot, that's fine. We can work around that. I'll take that hit. That wasn't too bad. Guardian can get in here. Now it's weak to physical, and I can start taking chances at sundering its defense too. So I'm going to do that with him. Got 2. Okay, now it goes down. It's got so much. It's got physical resistance. It's got defense sundered. Now we kill it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and have the archer do it, probably. Unless you are something that could trigger Glory Seeker. No, you're just a soldier, okay. Because my hero is Glory Seeker, so I do want to, like, level that up. But it doesn't have a high enough rank for that to matter. So yeah, I guess with just the archers and then you, and then I can rush that thing with my leader. That'll work. In fact, I can maybe sunder its defense a bit more. Nice, okay. Goodbye. Then you go out here. Now, just as a reminder, or in case you guys didn't know, all these independent enemies are technically, I should probably try to blind that thing, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll just do this. It's actually more damage. All these independent enemies are They do not have challenging plus difficulty. I specifically didn't do that because I wanted to give the AI an edge against these guys. And I'm pretty sure the AI's combat bonus would apply, like them doing more damage and taking less damage. I think that would apply to their fights with these independents. I don't know that 100% for sure, but the way that it's worded in the when you're setting up the game, that's what it made me think it probably did. Alright, and now we're just going to play hit and run, which is annoying. But I have quick phase, so yeah, actually, joke's on you. Alright. That's one wonder cleared, and claims this area for me. Now, is there other stuff down here? I'm thinking there may be other gates. I have never seen the gates connect to each other that way before, but this is all kind of new to me, so I'm going to send this guy out this way. Mirror fields. Yeah, I really want to explore more down here. There's enough stuff down here that it's piqued my interest. I'll have you go this way. I just picked up food. This will give more production to my capital. I don't know why this is... Okay, I'm the only one with a claim on that province. Why does Imbria have a distant claim? Does it still think the portal is on this tile? That's what it's doing. There's a bug. I think that's a bug. That's unfortunate because that would have completely changed how I played this. I thought this was going to have like another link to her through a different portal. I think it's just a bug. If I had known that, I don't think I would have bothered making a wizard bond with her. I would have just kind of like let the declaration of friendship she gave me make me take less of a relationship and then paid off the grievance later. Ah, that's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think that's probably not intended. Because the further away I get from it, the easier everything is. Yeah. That's kind of a bummer. Well, we may as well try to get this mirror fields cleared while I'm down here, because it's another bronze wonder, so it's one I should be able to handle. Too bad. And then you guys definitely just chill here in friendly territory. You're quite injured, so I'll have you guys actually go over this way, because I'll probably have you help with that fight, but just stay in that friendly territory there. Huh, that's weird. Alright, well I need to get this guy out of this place. Probably just best to go back towards the water, honestly. Yeah, that's all mountains down there. I want to get him back on the water and sail around down here. Check that area out. See if it's something that I could realistically expand to later. I guess the three of you can go out there. Okay, I got a vendor in Zigguratum. Since I've made a declaration of a province claiming pact with her, I should probably try to take as much territory out here as I can before she grabs it all. So let's take I don't know, probably a quarry next. I think this tile would be good because then I could stretch to that one later. Yeah, I think that's what I'll go for. We'll take the quarry and then I can't really build anything because I'm out of money. So we are at the produce merchandise stage of the game. At least I've already got the bathhouse that I'm working on here. We just have to save up some cash and build the gold buildings. Okay, good. This is actually nice. She denounced Sanguine, so the two of them are not getting along. That's good. That means I made a friend with the enemy of my enemy. I can't afford the declaration of rivalry with Sanguine right now, but I think having a declaration of friendship with her, this may prove to be quite good, even with the sunless terrain being a pain in the butt. Okay, well, we'll at least have a good relationship with her. I paid an arm and a leg for it, but It's better than having a brutal AI with challenging plus difficulty and 3 cities and extra heroes and extra tomes and breathing down my neck at the beginning of the game. That's not what we want. Speaking of the beginning of the game, I began this one a while ago, and I think we're probably closing in on 3 hours. Yeah, I probably need to wrap this episode here, guys. Wrap up this episode here. We'll take out that mirror fields in the next one, I guess. But at least we've got a gate. We're getting some stuff rolling in our capital. I think our economy is a little rough right now. Not gonna lie, it's kind of slow, but I think we're off to a good start. It's also kind of nice that we have a seal right in our backyard. So if I did want to go for that later, I could. Like I said, I probably won't, but it's there, so maybe we can do something with it. But otherwise, I think we're off to a decent start. Our cities have some potential, and I think we've got enough room to grow that we'll be okay. I'm eventually going to need to probably try to go across the water and found a third city. Well, we may worry about that in the coming episodes. So I'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I apologize for rebooting this series, but I genuinely think this game is going to be a lot more interesting with that Seal's Victory condition on. So hopefully it is. Hopefully you enjoy watching it. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys having you guys around, and I will see you all next time. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.